We can start. Good. Atma Namaste to all. From my heart to yours, Atma Namaste. I'm very proud and privileged to be here today and connect with so many people all around the world to share and inspire in this period, in this challenging period. I want to thank the Institute for Inner Studies to give me this chance to be here, and I think that we should start with an invocation. So let's close our eyes. Let's breathe slowly. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual teachers, personally to my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, all the great ones, angel, archangel, spiritual helpers. We ask for your divine guidance, help, protection. In full faith, thank you. Okay, today we talk about period of crisis is also a period of big opportunity, and we have to understand how this is possible. Let's start saying that every soul is here at this time for a specific reason, a specific purpose and contribution to the plan, to the divine plan. It's a chance to reflect, to reevaluate, redefine, and possibly to understand the things in our life that we have to work on. We are now in this world together. I love the title of these sessions, which is the Oneness Projects. We can come all together in a new world. Now, this period for all of us is temporary. Master Choa talks many times to the students about the law of change. Within the school of Pranic King and Aratic Yoga, Master Choa reminds to the students many times that everything is subject to change. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And we all must remember that the times we find ourselves in now will also change. After the storm comes the stillness. After the heavy rain, there is growth. After the unpleasant changes, there will be greater activity and greater success. So more than ever, we have to stay focused. I understand absolutely this period has moved many things inside us and many negative emotions as fear, the fear of the unknown, actually the fear of what we think it is the unknown, what it will happen next. But life, as Master Choa says many times, is subject to the law of change and the law of cycles. The famous Greek philosopher, I don't know if you know him, it's Heraclitus, said apandari. This is the way we say in Greek. It means everything flows. It means that not only the environment around us is subject to change, but we change together with the environment. He said that a person cannot cross the same river twice because the river has changed. And he has changed too. Now, we can use this time as an opportunity to reevaluate, discover, uncover, and even rediscover the aspects in our lives that feeds our soul, our spirit, that bring us greater fulfillment. It's time now to brainstorm and share ideas all together as how to materialize Master's work going forward. We have to utilize this period of crisis as a preparation for great opportunity. So we have to focus on how to best serve these priceless teachings and continue to spread the tools to humanity. How our work, whatever this may mean for you, is to anchor the light into a world in need. We have to look at the different ways that are available to spread the teachings and the light of the teacher. As Master said, powerfully, rapidly, and properly. Let's say that these times are not unprecedented. These are not unprecedented times. They are exceptional, absolutely yes. They are sudden, oh yes. Shocking, also. But the list is countless for the times when the world was forced to act and adjust to new situations, new circumstances, way of being. This is the way of evolution. This might be the end of doing the things in a certain way in life, but it's not the end of the journey itself. Sometimes we need to be shocked. We need to be shaken out of the comfort zones. And we create that emotions as sadness, as fear, that in a certain way force our heart to be more open, more inclusive, more reconnected to each other. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna demands of Arjuna, do not be paralyzed. Fulfill your duty, your dharma. So we are going to the same lesson now. This period, it was hard for certain people. It was truly hard. And it's something that is global. But the most important thing, and again, I want to mention a Greek philosopher who is called Epictetus. I hope I pronounce it well. He was saying, it was not what happens to you, but how do we react that matters. People react to crisis in a very different ways. The point is, we as pranic healer, or all the people in the spiritual path, anybody who is following their spiritual path, what they can do, what can we do in this time? We have the tools. We have the spiritual technology that Master Choa left to us. And we can do the big change, personally, professionally, spiritually. What is important is, and now we will discuss in details all these things, is to have a vision, a goal, a plan, and the right people that will help to manifest the plan. But also we have to focus on how we will accomplish the plan. How we do things is important as to do the things done. When we first start pranic healing, now it's 17 years almost, actually I was just realizing before that we started pranic healing from this place I am today. And we started from scratch. I didn't know about meditation or anything healing or anything that had to do with the world of energies. My husband is a computer scientist and I was a teacher and I was working at the time. And I remember that in this place where I am now, the first basic pranic healing course, we were 4 people. It was me, my husband, our babysitter, and the cousin of my husband. And I was wondering how, because pranic healing changed my life, also my life. And I was wondering, how can I move this forward? How can I bring people on these beautiful, amazing things? And I was just looking for what's the best way to move. Very important. I was not speaking even Greek. So how could attract people and talk to people? I mean, yes, English people speak English, but I didn't even have the language. What I understood at that time, which is still my lesson, is that if you have clear in your mind what you want, if you allowed your heart to show you what you want, if you build a very strong connection with the teacher and the higher beings, just the things will magically happen. Doors will open in front of you. Truly, I felt and I feel each and every time that we are just instruments that make things happen on this plane. So when we want to serve, when we're talking about spiritual work, when we are talking about materializing the vision of the teacher, this has to do with having a very strong connection. Now, let's go back again for a minute to this crisis. I was considering many things and many aspects of this crisis we're living in. If now our mindset is, how do we continue to do what we were doing before? Or how do we preserve what we had? Or how we can get back what we have lost, what has been lost? Well, we might be very disappointed. The opportunity now, it's clear, is what we will become, how we will evolve, transform, and grow. We must utilize these new ways of moving beyond the survival mode through preparation and reinventation. The people right now are divided, from my point of view, in two groups. Those who live in survival mode, where the most basic focus is on food, shelters, medicines, education. And those people who are living in a reinvental mode. What can I do to move forward? How can I adapt? How can I adjust to a new situation? If you think you're going to do the same job in the same way and you are waiting, we don't have good news for you. If you are a speaker and you're waiting for the stage, you might wait a long time for this to happen. We have to move forward. And these are not unprecedented times. The business world has shown us many times there is a long list of cases where sudden changes, innovations, and unexpected situations, events, force companies to reinvent themselves. Take the example of Uber. Uber put taxis company out of business, not because they went out of business, not because of Uber, but because this company refused to change, to adapt. When a big chain opens, smaller businesses are forced to adapt. When a new software is developed, the old hardware needs to be upgraded. The internet itself had brought many changes in the whole world, many positive things, but it's the truth as well to say that it put many companies and smaller fish out of business. But not because of internet, because the people, these companies, refuse to adapt and change. So what have been our priorities during this quarantine time? Of course, the safety and the well-being of our beloved ones and ourselves. But what have we missed the most? For example, what are the things that we were struggling with the most? In my personal opinion, for myself, I had to learn to slow down. It was very difficult at the beginning because I'm a person that usually as many women who are multifunctional, we do so many things at the same time, but now I was obliged to stop myself. I had a red light. I had a stop sign. I had to stop. It was not my choice. And to slow down was difficult. Suddenly I had a lot of time for myself. And it took me time to realize how good this was for me. And that these was the things that were coming on the surface were the things that I had to work on for myself. Other people told me that they were fighting, struggling with eating healthy. Because when we are free to go wherever we want, the food is, we can eat also wherever we want. We can eat junk food, fast food. In Greece, we can take a spinach pie for lunch and a drink. This is my lunch. But now during quarantine, we had to buy the ingredients. We had to cook. And truly, I heard of people that say, I've never done this before. It took me so long and I'm going crazy. These are the things that we have to work. They are coming on the surface and we have the tools and the spiritual technology to remove all these things that are an obstacle for us to move forward. So for so many people, as I said, this is genuine survival mode, but it's up to us to decide where to stay. In this moment, we have to be focused on who we are and what we want in life. If we don't know what we want in life, then there is nothing to manifest, things that just happen. So it was also for me the time to ask to myself, and you can do this kind of exercises also for you. Try to see clearly what you want. If you don't know what you want, there is no manifestation. There is no the vision, there is no the plan, there is no the team, you understand? So But some people told me, I don't know what I want. Okay, good. Ask yourself, what makes my heart sing? What makes me happy? What are the things I love to do? Their answer will always arrive to you. It depends on you, how you are conducted, how you are open to receive the answer. And you can do as many questions as you want. You can many baby steps and other questions in order to get to know about you. And once you know what you want, now we will discuss on how we will achieve our plans, above all in the spiritual work. This is what I would like to share with you today, my experience of these 17 years in pranic healing. Let's remember something. Some people see the things that they want, but some other people, they see the things that they prevent them to get what they want. I will make an example. I hope my friend is going to forgive me for what I'm going to say. She might remember this thing. We were in Santorini a few years ago. Santorini is a beautiful island in Greece, and it's famous for the sunset. From 6 to 7:30, people are traveling from all around the world to see the sunset in Santorini. It's beautiful because the sun is falling inside the sea, and there is a beautiful view, and there is this hill, and people is there just still, or some guitar, some music, but very, you know, soft, and it's magical. And we went there for the sunset. And it was spring in Santorini. It's very hot, good weather. But at one point it started to rain. It was me and my friend. Starting raining, heavy rain. And my friend said, it's raining. I said, yes. So we cannot go. It's cold. And we will get wet. So what? We are going to see the sunset. I've never seen the sunset in Santorini with the heavy rain. I was even more excited by something like that. But she was looking at obstacle and what was going to prevent to get to the sunset. So it's where you put the focus. Do you know what I mean? It's where you put the focus. When you want really, really something, when this something is inside your heart, you don't have any doubt. You can move mountains. There are no obstacles. When you, as I said before, allow your heart to show you what you want, the mind will find solution to bring you where you want to go. The mind always is looking for solution. Do you know when you have a puzzle in front of you on the floor? 1,000 pieces of a blue sky with a few clouds and a small bird? The mind is starting to put things together in order to make these things compact. Or I've noticed when some masters come to Greece, you know, the Greek language has a different alphabet. So if you're not Greek, actually, you cannot understand anything, signs, whatever. And not everything is in English and Greek language. Certain things, above all in the city center of Athens, is just in Greek language. But I remember that me also, I had the tendency always to try to find what things mean. The meaning, because the mind is looking always for solution. So when you know what you want, the mind will follow. But first we have to clean the mind of old obstructing patterns, limiting beliefs, and also we have to mention the importance of the subconscious mind. We will just mention it, but it's so important when we arrive to talk about materialization. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the 90% of what we are. The subconscious mind is what guides us when we are walking, and we don't think that we have to put the right leg and then the left leg, right and left, in order to walk. It's automatic. Or when I'm driving the car and I'm on the road and I'm thinking, what am I going to cook today for my family? In that moment, kicks in the subconscious mind that is going to continue to drive my car so I don't crash. Listen carefully. If the subconscious mind and the conscious mind are not aligned, perfectly aligned, there cannot be materialization. Let's say I know where I want, my conscious mind, I know what I want. I have a big project. This project is this. I write it down. I make a list of the things that has to be done, the right people I need for this project. But my subconscious mind, which is what I have learned in all my childhood, what I've heard, what I have learned, what I read, and all my previous year, it's there. It's going to a different direction. There cannot be materialization. So we have to make the unconscious conscious. And here we come with the importance of constancy, of aim and effort, which is one of the virtues taught by Master Choa Kok Sui in the Aratic Yoga. That when we want to materialize our plans, we have to do things with consistency. If you want to get into shape, it's not enough that you go to the gym for 10 hours every month. You have to go to the gym for 15 minutes every day. If you want to have healthy teeth, it's not enough to go to the dentist twice a year. It's enough that you brush your teeth for 2 minutes only every day. So it's not what you do rarely that will manifest. We have to have constancy of aim and effort. We have to stick on the plan. We have to think of the plan. Master Choa said that we have to wake up thinking about that. We go to sleep and we still think about that. We have to put all our energies in what we want to materialize. It's an effort, it's a work, but it's going to happen. And if you really have this in your heart, it's not an effort. It's not an effort. It's there, and it's just so natural. Master Choa says that external obstacles in the Achieve the Impossible is one of his sutra. I say that obstacles are nothing compared with internal obstacles, and you are your own limitation. If you think it can be done, it can be done. Your greatest limitation comes from within. That's where I would like to talk a bit about our emotions and the importance to clean up all these things, because we have all the techniques that we need to remove limiting beliefs, self-pity, because we will understand that these are going to hit our projects, our plan, what we want to manifest. But what has stopped you in the past for moving forward? I think it's something that it's not different from what is stopping you now to move forward. And it's the fear, one of the main negative emotions that I've heard many people is feeling during this challenging period. The fear of the unknown, or as I said before, what we think it is the unknown, the fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. And this is something that many people face in their lives, above all when, yes, you have a big idea, a big project, something beautiful to manifest, but then you start thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. I have the fear of that is not going to work, and this is going not to have the manifestation. Personally, me as a wife, as a mother, as a student, I must choose to see this time of opportunity as magical. It's entirely new for all of us, including me, of course, but am I going to focus on worrying about what am I doing? No. For myself, I know my focus is on why I am doing what I'm doing. It is not important the what, it's important the why. This is something I have discovered in my last year of working with Pranic Healing. When we were working to our big project, I had a fantastic student, and she is our project manager, and she's an amazing person. And we were sitting on a table, she was starting asking me things. So she was writing. And I liked because I was talking and talking and talking. And I didn't know that this would give the structure to our plan, to what we wanted to manifest. And so when she was asking me why you're doing this, I was like, I was answering with the what. No, she said, I do pranic healing. We teach pranic healing. We organize meditation. No. These are things, this is your what? Why you are doing this? What's the purpose? What's the cause? What's the driving force? People will be attracted by your why. So in this period, has my desire, my intention, my reason for everyday work changed? No. It is brought more sharply into focus. Everything is even more clear. As I said before, the why is very important because it's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this I'm spreading pranic healing. This is the what? For the benefit of as many people as possible in Greece, in my country. Because pranic healing changed my life. And I wish and I hope that this can touch the hearts of so many people here. This is why I'm doing this. And when when you find why you're doing this, it's more easy to work on those emotions, negative emotions, like not being good enough, be afraid of not being successful. Look, people who are successful are not afraid of failure. They fail, they stand up many times, hundreds of times. There is a fantastic quote of a person who is called Thomas Edison. I don't know if you know this, which says that successful people, he said, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. I love it because it means that he failed many times, but he just saw in a way that, it didn't work for 10,000 times. So what? I will try it again and again and again and again until it will happen. Trust in the teacher, have faith, work your pillar one, and doors just open. Now, if you want to move your limiting beliefs and self-doubt and low self-esteem and all these things that, as we said, are going to be an obstacle for the manifestation of your plan, you can create a state of happiness, of enthusiasm, because actually at the end of the day, it is this that will attract people into the work. It is this that will attract people to come on board with you, because remember, what I say always to the people who works together with us, above all when it has to do with the spiritual work, alone, we cannot do many things. For the spiritual work, we need the people aligned with the same vision, with the same enthusiasm. So we have to create a state of happiness, enthusiasm. We have to go out of our comfort zone and smile. That's what I say all the time. When you have a big project you want to materialize, you are happy about that. But now I was talking about very practical. Create a state of happiness and enthusiasm. Can I share with you what made me very, very happy in a state of big excitement? I know that my friends from Greece, they don't like when I say this. I love the traditional Greek music. When I hear the Greek music, everywhere I am, I start going in a state that you cannot imagine. Traditional Greek music. You know why? Because Greek music, the people in Greece, whenever they hear the traditional music, they hug themselves in a circle and they start dancing. And it's a moment of real happiness. And yes, I'm Italian, I'm not Greek. So as a person which is a guest here, I like this kind of commitment. These people that are together, that they hug one with another and they dance. with this beautiful music. So when I have a project and I drive from my home to my office, of course, when I think of the things I have to do today for my project, I will have the cariotico, clarina, and all this beautiful traditional music. And when I start listening to this, I already start feeling happiness. The smile comes to my face. So please find your songs. Find something that makes you completely happy. Can you imagine people that are successful to be very serious, not smiling, with the body all curved and with the voice very soft? The successful people are smiling. They also have a posture with their body open. Their voice is loud. Their voice is loud. They're happy. So you have to be aligned with your project. I mean, also your way of being, of manifest the happiness for what you want to achieve has to be something evident for you first. This happiness is for you, and then for the people that you will attract. So always smile. Always smile. And find and create a peak state of creativity and happiness. Find your song. Now, let's do something practical. Once you have discovered your vision, once you have the connection with the teacher, once you have, what you want, you have your vision, you have your goal, write it down on a piece of paper. And I also learned, because in the mind, everything is complex. No, it's still at the level of thoughts. When you write down things, you just have to make things more compact, more simple also. Complexity is the enemy of execution, by the way. Again, when it comes to your goals, remember something that I learned during this year when I was organizing the pranic healing courses or big event. Because Mia had the sensation that everything was, that we had to do everything today. A person very fast, and oh yes, we have to do this, we have to do that. And so he told me, Chiara, everything is important, but not everything is urgent. So we have to decide what is urgent now, things that has to be done now, and things that they are important as well, but they can wait. So you are not overwhelmed of work, of things to do, and then you might not be able to fulfill all your duties, the things that you have to do. So what is urgent? Everything is important, but just few things are urgent. Master Choa says, do not break too many arrows at the same time. Be focused. If you have many things to do, many projects, the energy go diffused. Once you know what you want, you wrote it down on a piece of paper, and it's in a simple way. Ask yourself, how can I achieve this? How can I achieve this target? Who are the people that will help me to achieve this? You have to ask the help of other people. Hope you are not ashamed of asking help, because there are some people that are just waiting for you to ask and say, if you didn't ask me, I would never think you wanted me to come on board and help. You know why? You need people, we need people to move the work forward, because I know certain things. Of course, nobody of us knows everything. Some people are good to do as a designer. Some other people can do creative writing. Other people can do other things. So you don't need the best people, but you need the right people in the work. And for every project we want to materialize, we have to remember what I just said before. The why I'm doing what I'm doing. The what and the how. People will be attracted by your why. This is your driving force. This is your intention, your purpose, and your cause. And this creates the passion and the enthusiasm for the others to get on board. But you have to make sure that your inspiration and your creative state is contagious for the others. And you will attract people according with the energy you give out, but this is dependent on the energy within. So be clear on the why, because this will allow the what and the how to stay focused and flexible. Master Choa says that we have to flow like water in changing circumstances. Master Choa says that the target is fixed, but the plan is always flexible. We always have to have a plan B. And then it is your self-beliefs that will determine how much action you will take towards your goal. If you take a small action, small effort, you will get small results. Actually, I want to tell you that you have to take massive action towards your goals. Massive action. This is very, very important. And stay stick. And remember what we said before, that the consistency is very, very, very important. To do the things repeatedly. The constancy of aim and effort. Now, we have, as we said at the beginning, we have the tools to raise our vibration. We have to smile, we said, so our vibration has to be very high. So what do? We can use the Twin Hearts meditation, which is one of the beautiful tools we learn in pranic healing, the Twin Hearts meditation of Master Choa Kok Sui. These help us to flush out old energies from our system. And Master Choa once said that we are here to remind people that they are the soul. He said we, not me. This means that the teacher gave us the tools, the knowledge, the skills, and the assignment to help to spiritualize humanity. We have the Twin Hearts meditation. We have the technique of inner reflection and firm resolution, which we learn in pranic healing, but from the first basic course. Through the inner reflection, we become aware of our thoughts and action. And from this awareness comes the real transformation. We have continuously to work the techniques that have been given from Master Choa to improve always as a soul in this world. Because the world has changed. The world has already changed. As we said earlier, is what we will become and what we will be and what is the contribution that I can give to this world. So in Karatic Yoga, there are 5 virtues that are given to us, which are the loving kindness and non-injury, generosity and not stealing, honesty, not lying, constancy of aim and effort, moderation and non-excessiveness. Now think, how many of these virtues are present in your why you're doing what you're doing? Do we apply the first 3 in particular in our business, in our families, with ourselves? The loving kindness and non-injury, generosity and not stealing, honesty and not lying. Are these first 3 in our why? The why is very important, why we are doing what we are doing. If our driving force is coming from a self-centered centered place, our why will be weakened. If our planning is only for the benefit of ourselves and not others, profit-driven or recognition-driven only, we are still acting out of the survival mode. It's our plan for the beneficial of few or for the beneficial of many. The mission of pranic healing is so clear: to help spiritualize humanity, to create heaven on earth through the development of the soul. So as we remain fixed on this target, the teacher has instilled us. We are connected with the teacher, to the teacher, and we are empowered to do great things in this world. Because our limitations are not the limitation of the Guru, of God, the Guru and the higher beings. How many times did we hear that? But it's true. Sometimes when, me too, it happened that I thought, sometimes, I don't want to say this word, things are difficult. I try and I won't use negative words. I put myself in the position to find other words. But I don't want to say that it is difficult. But yet sometimes I might find some obstacles. And me too, I have my up and down, of course. Me too, I need a lot of Greek music, Greek traditional music to create and empower my state of happiness. And but at that moment, the meditation on Twin Hearts helped me a lot to get connected, to see the things clearly, to clean up all my system from negative thoughts, negative emotions. You know, sometimes, because we can see just a part of the things, of the project, but there might be a big picture that we cannot see behind. But the higher beings knows, the master knows. And we have to trust in the teacher. And when we have doubt, when we are in the period where we are a bit down, let's meditate even more. Let's connect it. Let's reconnect it. Let's empower our connection with the teacher. Master Choa says that in Inspired Actions, one of his sutra, beautiful sutra, he said that it was the first sutra I read of Master Choa Kok Sui in Italian. It was in 2002. I was not feeling pranic healing, but I remember it was given to me this as a gift. And after so many years, when it comes to organize the work, I find everything in there. In the Inspired Actions of Master Choa Kok Sui, there is everything you have to know on how to organize your work, how to manifest the spiritual work, how to be at service. It's everything in here. In Inspired Action, Master Choa said people should work in group. It is the why, when it comes to the group work, that will gather your people to you. It is the what that will give to the group the purpose and the structure. But it is the how that it will make or break, motivate or might inspire or defeat. So the why, the what, and the how, of course, they are all connected. The what and the how. Without the why, we need the why, and then the what and the how they will support. So we choose our people that is going to work on, because these people, how do we choose them? They're aligned with the vision. Very, very simple. You don't have to convince them of something. This project is amazing, it's beautiful, it's going to be successful, it's going to change the lives of so many people. They already know. They came there because they see the things in the same way you see the things. They might have a different opinion on different things. This is absolutely good, because this helps any leader to grow, any group to grow also. But you have to choose the people that are aligned not only intellectually, but also energetically with your plan, with your goal, with your vision. And here comes what I would like to share with you today, and what we use in our organization in Greece, which is called Rama, is the inner work. The inner work, the energetic work, is what for us is a must when it comes to serve his vision. We are committed, all the people in the group, to work together using the energy. I'm talking in a specific way about certain techniques, which we all know. For example, how it is important that we gather physically together to meditate, that we all bless the project, the vision, what we want to manifest, or people in need, that we do healing together. We use the great invocation for the materialization of our work, of his work. And we practice as a group. This is going to empower the group to create a huge, big channel of energy. And this energy is important to sustain your events, your courses, I'm talking about something that has to do with the benefit of many. Not personal projects, of course. For personal projects, you don't know how much do you need a group work. So the group will work efficiently as the quality of leadership that allows. And you have to organize meetings. You have sometimes, no, but it's today I cannot come. No, you have to come. We are a group. You have to pick these people. So group needs a person that is going to guide them. So maybe here we have to redefine what we see as leadership in changing times. Does leadership, what does it mean? Does this has to do with a title? Having a position? I am the boss. I am. I have a company. I have 50 employees. I have, no, this is the taken mentality, not the giving mentality. Leadership has to do with two things. Leadership has to do with love, deep love, and leadership has to do with serve others. Leadership has to do with the ability to make an impact, to influence and inspire others. Master Choa would say, what kind of landmark are you going to leave? What legacy? And this is the new why the true leadership will require. The leader is at the service of his people. And it's a work. It's something that you have constantly have in mind. How do people feel? What do they need? How can I help? They are connected with you. You are the driving force. Your state of happiness is going to be contagious for them. If you have doubts, they will be affected by that. If you don't smile, they will notice. They will feel something. So, can leadership now, in this challenging time, now that you enter in a new world, be more about creating an environment, a place, a community where the people can feel they belong to, they are valued, nurtured, where there is an opportunity to develop and grow, be heard. And remember also something else, that a leader always creates new leader. It's not a one-woman show. It's not a one-man show. I don't know, do we say this in English? It's a group work, and the leader is going to train and prepare other people to become leaders. And this is how the work can move. Now, so the leadership has to be inclusive for all, not exclusive or aggressive. Leadership is to serve, leadership is to love, and this we have to have it always in mind. There is a story, I read it some time ago. I think that everybody in the world would recognize that Nelson Mandela is a regarded leader. Everywhere in the world, whoever you ask, they will tell you that he's a great leader. Nelson Mandela was the son of a tribal chief, and he was going with his father to meetings. And he said that he noticed two things. One, they were sitting in a circle. They could all look at each other. Second, his father was the last to speak. To listen is a very important tool, something very important that a leader should have. You have to listen to other people's opinion, because it is the way you can grow. You know, when we have our plan, our vision, our goal, we are focused on that. We have the constancy of an effort, but we also might be able not to see other things that might create issues on the way. That's why we need the people that are going to brainstorm with us, share ideas and say, oh, careful, did you consider this? Did you consider that? No, I didn't. But if we don't have the ability, if we don't want to listen to others, if we let our pride to grow, I know everything, then it's that kind of leadership we are not talking about, that doesn't have to be applied in the spiritual work. The position, the boss, I tell you what you do. No, the leader is serving the other. Let's remember this. So Nelson Mandela said his father was the last who was speaking. I love that, because a true leader is humble, is grateful. They know that without everyone's efforts, they simply won't succeed. They are focused on creating a culture of trust, and they are the embodiment of what they believe. But again, what I want to tell you, because I'm here to share our experience humbly, is that you have to be very focused on this work, to take care of the people that are going to materialize that are going to help you to materialize the work. It's, for me, on the top 5. The connection with the teacher, the purification process, which is absolutely important, using the tools of pranic healing we learned in order to flush out all negative emotion, negative thoughts. And then definitely to be conductive, to be receptive, to practice, and then to be humble and grateful for the people that are helping you to materialize things. The leaders are true to their vision, and they are absolutely dedicated to do the right thing. The leader has to be an example for other people. In a certain way, be careful not to make mistakes. We all do mistakes. Yes, we're growing. Yes, absolutely true. But be very careful, because this is your cause. You cannot say something and do the opposite of this. I will be confused. The true leader always sees himself as a part of the team, not separate and not above. And this is, if I can share with you, because I teach pranic healing many years, and one of the things that truly make my heart sing, make me so happy. But I also love the organizational part, which is also important. How to involve people, how to spread the teachings. I love to spread the teaching. Yes, it's sweet to me very much. but it's a work and has to be very well organized. When I say to our students, when they ask me, you know, tell me some tips and things that we can do, and I would again say that your connection with the teacher and your why, and you will not, there's no possibility that you will not succeed. Remember that there is also a lack of time, a period of time that has to pass. Be patient. To be patient is something that we have absolutely to build up. I had to learn this a lot. I thought that things are going to be done now. We don't have electricity. It happened so many times, and I had to learn to be patient. But if you really want that things to manifest, you will wait. You will not have problem to wait. Remember Thomas Edison? It didn't work 10,000 times. And he was, you know, smiling, happy. It doesn't matter. I still wait. Because the seed have been planted. But when you will see the fruits, it depends from so many other things, from so many other factors which you already know. So we have to be patient. But once you plant the seed, it will grow. If I plant a seed of tomato, I will harvest tomato in 3 months. If I plant a seed of caridi, nut, I will see the nut in 10 years. There is the law of karma as well. There is the luck time. But be patient. So when I said about the quality that a leader should have, it came in my mind, Master Choa, my teacher. Master Choa Kok Sui, who is the embodiment of all these virtues and more. And in this time, in this challenging time, let's think how we can emulate him, how we can follow his example, how we can utilize the tools that he has given to us to spiritualize humanity, how we can be innovative but remain focused on preserving the purity of the teachings, the quality of the teachings, and the integrity for the next generations to come. Let us act, but not react. Master Choa was saying, don't react emotionally, use your mind. So let's act, but not react. All this period we are living is temporary. And we are ready to get in a new world. Let us be kind and patient with each other. Let us listen what there is deep in our hearts. Let be more inclusive. Let open more the heart. Let's think about the great vision of the teacher, and let's stay aligned and be empowered by this. Regarding the great vision of the teacher, remember this is a time of innovation. We can experiment new things, of moving the work forward. But stay always focused on the compassion, the kindness, and the generosity, and the inclusiveness, which is, I think, the most important thing. I continue more than ever to be inspired by Master Choa's teachings and this global pranic healing family. I am so happy and honored to be part of all this. And I am so inspired because during this time I had even more time to connect with people I've never seen, to connect with people I never talked before. And I have new ideas also because of this period, which I had the chance to also be more open. So I want to wish you to be well, May we all be blessed by the teacher, by the Supreme God, by the higher beings. May we be inspired, and may we be together. Anchor the light of the teacher, and let's contribute to the divine plan. From my heart to yours, Atma Namaste. From my home to your home, Atma Namaste. And again, a big thank you to be today with us. And thank you to the Institute for Foreign Studies for this big opportunity. Atma Namaste.